Our ministry does what's called Identity Weekends. Now, this is not just a plug for the Identity Weekends, although we would love for you to come. But the purpose of why we do them is to help people find who they are in Jesus, to understand what Jesus died for, and to give them the tools of their identity to walk in victory and freedom. You know, we give out these little rings right here. These are identity rings. There's nothing special about them. There's a little bit more than what I'm telling you right now, but it's just a ring, but it's a remembrance ring. It is an identity ring to remind you of who you are in Jesus. Sometimes we need reminders, you know. Psalm 103, verse 2, it says, "Bless the Lord, O my soul, and forget not all of his benefits." You see, when we begin to forget about who God is and what he has done for us, we begin to lose our identity. We begin to drift away. We begin to get tossed back and forth, to and fro in the waves of life. We've got to have those moments where some things that hold us down, that help us to remember who we are and who God is and how awesome he is and how much he loves us. You know, in Joshua chapter 4, God told Joshua to gather 12 men, and he told them to get each one to get a stone. And they put these stones together, and they were to help when their children asked, "What are these here for?" Down in years past, what are these stones here for? They would be to remind them of what God had done, that he brought the Ark of the Covenant through the waters, and it's just a rock of remembrance to show us who God is and show them. And for us, we need some remembrance rocks for our own lives. God has done wonderful, amazing, miraculous things in your life and in my life. Sometimes it's really easy to forget the good things that he has done, though. When life hits, when we get focused on our problems, when we get focused on ourselves, we begin to lose sight of the faithfulness of God and what he has done and where he has brought us from. If I think about it, and I really need to think about it a lot, when I think about where God has brought me from and what he has done in my life, and if I can pinpoint some specific things, it makes me so amazed and overwhelmed. You know, there are days when I'm like, "God, do you hear me? Do you love me?" And I can get really self-pity focused if I let myself. And I'm willing to bet you can too. But how can we ask, "God, do you love me? Do you hear me? Have you abandoned me?" when we look back at how steady he has been, at the provision that he has brought forth, at the miraculous hand that he has reached down and grabbed us with and into our situation. And so many times we have been in a situation that seemed overwhelming, and yet God brought us through. Today, I want you to remember who you are. I want you to remember what God has done for you. Forget not his benefits. Think about what Jesus died for you. Isaiah 53, if you've never read that chapter, you need to. It's the good report of what Jesus has done for you and me. Remember his love. Remember the places where he has reached down and intervened in your life. And forget not who he is and who you are and what he's done for you. Today, God is on the throne. Jesus is coming back soon. Let's remember we serve an awesome and wonderful and mighty God, and he loves us, and he's proven it. Jesus is the biggest rock of remembrance. He is the rock, and he is a reminder of the love of God. Paul writes that Jesus was a demonstration of God's love. Remember, he loves you, and he's for you today. Have a super blessed beginning of this week.